What's up, everybody? I'm B-True, and today we're going to talk about my ideas for what should be done for the Rengar rework coming in the new Assassin rework update. So for those of you who don't know, Riot has stated their next major class update is going to be the Assassins. And the way that it's looking right now, they said that they're probably looking at around 4 major reworks, as in like almost entire kit changes with 3 or 4 full skills being reworked, and then probably somewhere around 5 or 6 smaller Assassin updates. Now, Rengar is a champion that they have been talking about reworking for a long time, and it's all but confirmed that Rengar will be one of the 4 major champions to be reworked. So basically, that got me thinking, what could be done to rework Rengar in this update? Now, Rengar is my favorite champion. He's the champion that I main, so I decided to think about what I would do with Rengar if I was reworking him, and what could be done in order to fix some of the issues that Riot thinks that Rengar has. So Rengar's biggest issue is his ability to 100 to 0 a target in less than 1 second from stealth. Now basically this rework is designed to increase the time that it takes for Rengar to kill his target in order to give the opponent a little bit of an opportunity for counterplay, while also giving Rengar an effective way of leaving combat if he's successful during his hunt. And for some context, Riot has said that an assassin, in their eyes, generally has a lack of CC, most of their damage comes from their abilities, they're very mobile, and they have some ability or mechanic that will allow them to reduce or negate damage if timed properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by giving you his new skills, then I'll give you a little bit of an explanation as to why I chose to do the skills the way that I did, and then kind of tie it all together with what the new champion's focus is and some of his combos, and basically how it all kind of ties together. So we'll start with Rengar's passive. Basically, the passive is going to stay the same. He'll still have his trinket, but with the addition of while Rengar is leaping, so his passive, his leap out of the bush, while Rengar is leaping, he is immune to all damage and crowd control. Now, this new leap mechanic will allow Rengar to avoid crowd control and damage if the Rengar player is able to time it properly. This now means that leaping towards your target is no longer just a brainless mechanic that you just kind of do when it's available, and it actually requires timing and knowledge of your prey, which fits Rengar's concept much better. Rengar's new Q will no longer be an auto attack reset. Instead, his next 3 auto attacks have increased damage, with the first attack of those 3 generating 1 stack of ferocity. Then for the empowered version, you gain even further increased damage on your next 4 auto attacks, increased damage overall from skills and items, and increased attack speed on those next 4 auto attacks. However, the empowered version cannot be cast while you still have non-empowered savagery attacks remaining. So the problem with Rengar's current Q is that the auto attack reset and the increased damage allows him to do insane damage almost instantly. This new Q is designed to do the same amount of damage but spread out over a longer period of time rather than all at once. The reason the empowered version of the skill can't be cast while the original skill is still active is to stop players from leaping in with 4 ferocity to get the bonus damage, then triggering the empowered version after generating that ferocity to immediately give them even more free extra damage. For Rengar's new W, it'll still be a roar, it'll deal damage, but instead of giving armor and magic resistance, it will give Rengar lifesteal against targets hit for the next 5 seconds. And then for the empowered version, Rengar's basic attacks against enemies hit with Battle Roar gain increased damage based on the target's missing health. Now, Rengar's old W really just doesn't fit. Increasing your resistances and healing doesn't really go along with the assassin idea or Rengar's concept at all. He stalks his prey, he learns their weaknesses, and then savagely assassinates them. This new W fits his concept much better. The lifesteal gives him better 1v1 and resembles the bloodlust that he experiences while taking down a target, and then the empowered version allows him to finish off his target after a successful hunt. Now for Rengar's new E, it will still slow the first enemy hit as before, but now Rengar is able to leap towards the slowed target within a few seconds of hitting them, similar to as if he was coming out of his ult or out of a bush. Then the empowered version will give you increased damage, it will increase the range of Bola Strike significantly, and it will ignore non-champion units such as monsters and minions. Rengar's current empowered E is a big issue from the standpoint of counterplay, since he can root you for almost 2 seconds, kill you before the root is over, and do this all from stealth. This gives you almost zero counterplay and the ability to defend yourself, and it also violates the lack of crowd control that Riot wants for assassins. This new E adds counterplay, but it also gives Rengar a way to stick to his target without having to root them, and increases his mobility overall since it can be used in a variety of ways. Finally, Rengar's ultimate, Thrill the Hunt, will mostly stay the same. The target he leaps to from stealth becomes marked as prey. If Rengar kills his prey within 10 seconds, his next basic attack will leap to the target. Now this ability is core to what makes Rengar Rengar. However, since his initial burst is being reduced with this rework, he needs a way to reliably escape after a successful hunt, otherwise he'll most likely die unless the target's all alone. By marking his target as prey when leaping from his ult, you designate the target of the hunt. If you kill your prey, you should be rewarded with a way of then leaving the battle. The 10-second buffer gives you just enough time to use your ferocity combo from stealth, then also utilize the ferocity gained from your ult if the target survives the initial attack. With these changes, the Rengar player now needs to be much more aware of the situation and his prey, rather than just rolling his face on the keyboard and watching his target die. This rework also gives the target of the assassination counterplay when being attacked, which is core to what Riot is trying to do with this rework. Rengar's ferocity combos now become much more dynamic and individualized based on the target. For mobile champions, Rengar must effectively use his bolas to allow him to leap to his target and close the gap they create. His empowered bola allows him to chase down targets that are far away or that try to use minions or monsters as a shield. Rengar's new immunity while leaping is essential for taking down targets with hard crowd control, or any carry that has a support with them such as Morgana or Nautilus. Rengar's new empowered W will make the player have to consider if they want to use the ferocity on their Q for more sustained damage, or on their W to quickly finish off a target. The ratios should be balanced so that against enemies with full or near full health, your empowered Q is the better choice, and for enemies with under half health, your empowered W will kill them quicker. Rengar can now use his empowered Q at the start of his assassination attempt, and if he's unable to kill the target before his ult generates the ferocity back, he can then use his empowered W to finish off what remains of the target. So all in all, I think this rework accomplishes everything that Riot is looking to do. They want to add counterplay and get rid of Rengar's ability to basically insta-gib targets and kill them immediately out of stealth. Rengar's ultimate, Thrill the Hunt, is basically what makes him him. So I had to find a way to leave the stealth in, but also give the enemy the ability for counterplay, and so that you don't get murdered immediately out of stealth. Rengar's new E and Q, I feel, do that because the enemy has the ability for counterplay since they won't be rooted anymore, and they can use their mobility to kind of freely move and kite. However, it also gives Rengar the ability to stick to his target if he can hit his skill shots. Then finally, one of the things that Rengar was severely missing was the way to get out of battle after assassinating his target. So if he dives into a 5-on-5 and he kills his target, generally it was a 1-for-1 because you would die immediately after. However, with the new mechanic on your ult, if you kill your prey and then you're able to jump out, it gives him the ability to get out of combat if he successfully assassinates his target. So think of it sort of like a Kha'Zix's jump, how he gets that reset when he kills his target. So Rengar can then use that to jump out of battle, or he can also use his E because it'll work on minions and monsters as well. So he has multiple ways of getting out of battle as well as getting into battle, which is something that he desperately needed. So yeah, guys, this is my first attempt at somewhat of a rework and trying to flesh out some ideas. And since I really love Rengar and he is all but guaranteed to be getting a large-scale rework, I really wanted to see what I could come up with for him and see if there's anything that I could do to really, to make that would make sense for Rengar's concept and to make him more balanced in Riot's eyes. So I hope you enjoyed my ideas. Let me know what you think about them. If there's anything that you like, you don't like, what you would change. Leave a comment down below and just tell me if if there's something if this works for you guys. Otherwise, what you would change about my ideas here. Also, if you enjoyed any of this video, please give the video a like. It really helps me out a ton. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button down below. So everybody, that is it for me. Everybody, please have a great night and peace.